Hello and welcome back, my beautiful twin flames. Thank you so much for joining me. So, as I did mention in my last reading, that I would be providing this video for all of you to really help you gain some insight, guidance on your journey. So, I did post on my stories any questions that you have regarding the twin flame journey and regarding the inner child. And so, this video is to address those questions and really, again, to help give you insight and some guidance on your journey. So let's dive right in. And we are going to start with the first question. Are all twin flames who have met going to be in permanent union in this lifetime? That is an amazing question. And I would love to give you the amazing answer of a resounding yes. I will say that that is always what the universe wants. The universe planned almost like for harmony on our planet. And part of Twin Flame's work and job is to anchor that unconditional love. So it is meant to be. It is part of being a love warrior or a light worker. It's even just our purpose as a human being to be in that vibration of love. So when you're saying, like, are we meant to in this lifetime? Absolutely, 100% yes, we are meant to. But that always involves choice between twin flames, between two humans who have egos, who have, things that they're dealing with, circumstances that are difficult to navigate and come into union like that. So I want to say that it's like we are meant to be in union. We are meant to be with our divine partner. It's always up to us how we navigate that journey to union. Like, if one twin flame chooses to, jump off the journey because it's, too crazy and intense and it makes no sense, and, why is this happening and why do I feel this way and I don't like it, whatever the case is. So one twin flame jumps off the crazy ride and, lives a different life, different experience, I want to say, of being with a different partner, a karmic partner, a soulmate, chooses to be single, chooses whatever the case is. It's going to take longer to come back into union, seemingly. It may seem like to our brain that, oh my gosh, it means another delay. And you're like, I just want to be in union. And I get it. Once you have tasted union or the possibility of a twin flame connection, it's like the ultimate high. It's like the ultimate drug that people, twin flames, have a hard time letting go of that high. And it seems like the illusion that we can only have that high when we're with our twin flame. But that's not the case. I know I'm veering off that answer, but I want to say that the twin flame, your twin flame, came to you so that you could have that feeling, remember that high, remember that rush, and you can create it. You can recreate it however you want, in a healthy way, obviously. But you have that ability. Your connection woke you up to feeling something bigger than yourself. So, the universe splits you apart so that you can learn how to do that on your own, that you can learn how to love you the way you've always wanted to be loved by your twin flame. You can be there for you the way you want your twin flame to be there for you. You could be there for your inner child the way you wanted someone being there for you when you were a child. So it's definitely meant to happen in this lifetime. It's my true belief. It's also my belief that in every lifetime the end game was for us to reunite. But somewhere along the line, people lost sight of unconditional love. We lost sight of forgiveness. We lost sight of compassion. You know, our journeys took us in complete opposite directions, so we didn't end up being in union. But after a while of lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of experiencing this pain of union, of separation, all you want is union. And I feel like with everything that's going on the planet, it's supporting union. Because now more than ever, the planet needs healing. The planet needs our healing. So that means not only do we need to heal our connection, we need to heal ourselves so that we can have a healed planet, because we are our planet. We are, Earth. We are planet Earth because we are the inhabitants. We are the beings of Earth. So we are Earth. And the way we heal Earth, the way we heal the planet is by healing ourselves. I can go off into a million tangents, so let me get back on track. Yes, you're definitely meant to be in union. If you're asking me, will twin flames come into union? I personally will say yes. Now, it's not a prediction, and I'm not saying to live your life a certain way so that you'll be in union. I know that the energies support union, and so I'm here to report the energies of the planet which indicate union. And a way that we can help that is by coming into harmony and union within. So dealing with conflict within, dealing with fear within, dealing with unforgiveness, dealing with balancing our inner child energies with our inner feminine, inner masculine energies. It all starts from within. And it just starts with one person at a time. And then we can get there. So the more we do the inner work, the higher the chances of maintaining long-term harmonious union. So when you're doing the inner work, when you're living life to the fullest, you are union is a byproduct. Union isn't the end game. It's part of you being fully self-fulfilled, self-expressed, self-sufficient, whatever, being totally actualized as an amazing being that's not just human, but you are this energy being that you're full of potential of every possibility there is you. So when you are that possibility, twin flame union is a byproduct of you. And interestingly enough, twin flames are mirrors, so the more you develop, you do help your twin flame be that too. It may take time, but some twin flames who are very in tune learn lessons simultaneously. They experience the same emotions. They go through the same process. They're very connected. It's like, we've done this before in past lives. I get it. We're doing it now. It's bringing conscious awareness to the path, to the journey. And so those twin flames will come into union sooner than later, but it's very possible for you in this lifetime. So keep up the good work, keep doing the inner work, and you will get there, because it'll just happen because of you being the amazing you. How to end chaser phase. So great question. I did address this in my last video, and it really is by choice, first of all. And second of all, focusing on loving your inner child the way you want to be loved by your twin flame. Do you want attention from your twin flame? Do you want to be acknowledged by your twin flame? Do you want their attention? Do you want a hug from them all the time? Do those things for your inner child, because you can literally just give yourself a nice hug. You can give your inner child the attention that you want. You can you can acknowledge them for who they are, for who you are. So you really end the chasing phase by choosing to stop chasing and by focusing on giving yourself everything that you ever wanted and needed from your twin flame, everything that you wanted and needed as a child. Okay, how is the mirroring effect with the twin flame? Okay, so I also mentioned this in my previous video with the Q&A. So you are both whole beings, but originally there was one photon, and that photon wanted experience and wanted to understand itself, wanted to experience itself, wanted to experience all the beautiful grandness of itself, wanted to experience its light, wanted to experience its dark, wanted to have a vast number, an infinite number of experience. So in order to do that, that cell, that photon split itself so that it could be a mirror and see everything that it wanted to see and experience and have infinite possibilities happen. We are descendants of that original cell or photon, whatever the case may be. We, upon being created, because each photon divided and so on and so on and so on. So I'm sitting here as one of those photons. I decided to split when I was created, and so each one of us has that split soul, and it's not that you're half, you are two complete whole beings, but you decided to split in order to gain more experience, to gain recognition, to have a vast infinite possibility of experience. Why? To expand and grow, because that's originally what the original source wanted. It wanted that to experience itself in infinite ways. So me sitting here is one of those infinite possibilities of experience of the original, reflecting back to itself my experience. And so I also have my twin flame, who we've split apart, being two separate whole beings, nothing lacking, not half, but we share consciousness, as we all share consciousness, because we are all one. So I digress. So that's how we mirror, because we were created from one, and we mirror each other because we are one. In the grand scheme of things, in the higher truth, we are all one. We are all mirrors. But our twin flame is like our exact mirror. So we have shared similar experiences from past lives, even from childhood, even if we never knew each other. We share the same type of makeup. We share the same type of wounds. We share the same type of interests, dislikes. There's a lot that twin flames have in common, but there's a lot that twin flames are the opposite. And again, it's so that you can have a broad range of understanding, a broad range of experience, because the more experience we gather, the more expanded we are of, wow, my consciousness is so like just blown wide open because of all these experiences. And that's what the universe really desired. That's what our innate desire is for experience, for growth, for learning, for expansion. So our twin flame is that mirror. It just happens. So whatever you see in them is a reflection of you. Whatever you love in them is you're loving yourself. Imagine you, for the first time, you pick up a mirror and you see yourself. You're like, oh my God, wow. And never wanting to put that mirror down because you're just so in awe of like the amazing being that you are. So that's what it feels like when you see your twin flame. It's like they're this mirror showing you everything you love, opening your heart wide open, falling in love with yourself, because that's what's really happening. And then things happen and you begin to also see in the mirror what you don't like, because that is also within you. Whatever you don't like in your twin flame is something that exists within you. It is being brought to your attention, that it's also within you, because again, we are one. We are one. Separation is an illusion, 100%. It's an illusion. Okay, how to enjoy the karmic soulmate relationship while in separation with twin flame with no communication? That's a very good, interesting question, because most likely if you chose it for a reason, you chose to be in that karmic soulmate connection, your higher self did, so that your soul could grow and learn. So when you embrace that, when you're like, I'm in this connection for a reason, to help me grow and expand, so that I can learn unconditional love, so I can learn forgiveness, so I can learn compassion, so I can learn patience. Really embrace where you are now, because the more you expand and grow, the more you learn unconditional love, how to love your twin flame unconditionally, how to love your karmic soulmate unconditionally, the more you move forward on that path to your ultimate true happiness and true love. Create your karmic soulmate relationship as if they were your twin flame. Take that on as a challenge. Not pretend, not be fake, be genuine, be real, and open that love that you have for your twin flame to your karmic partner, because that's what they're really needing. That's why you were brought together in this lifetime, to work out the karma from your past. So when you love your karmic soulmate, that karmic soulmate could have been your twin flame's ex in a previous lifetime, and now they're married to you, or now they're connected with you. And so to bring unconditional love to them kind of voids the contract where, okay, I forgive them because they were the reason why I couldn't be with my twin flame in the previous lifetime. So now I'm going to love them and forgive them. And the contract releases you, because you learned the lesson. You learned that you can get over that pain of experiencing that person who was married to your twin flame, who's now in this lifetime married to you. When you're seeing how everything is a pattern and everything mirrors, it just propels you forward in such a fulfilling way that it makes the journey so fulfilling. You're like, oh my gosh, I just had this aha moment where I just figured out that, this is a pattern. And in order to heal from the past of when my twin flame didn't choose me, they chose someone else, I am now connected to that person. And I need to show that person unconditional love because I couldn't in my last lifetime. It's all related. How do I get inner alignment faster and stay in union without fear of separation? So inner alignment is really being in alignment with your higher self. So everything that your higher self is you, but just be in alignment with that in the 3D. So having compassion, having forgiveness, having unconditional love. That's in alignment with the truth of who we are. We are created from love, and so that is what we are. And when we exhibit that unconditional love for everyone, and I know that's not easy because we are human, but then we are in alignment. When we take into consideration our inner energies. We have an inner child, which is the memories and the emotions from our past that still exist within us. And we still have that longing to have what we didn't experience as a child. That's why we have an inner child, because it's like unfinished business, unfulfilled energy that exists. So that's one energy. We also have the inner feminine, where it's that part of us that is intuitive, that is the receiving, that is also, creation from the dark. There was just darkness and then there was light. The light is our inner masculine energies of, structure and action and, supporting the energies of the feminine. So we have those three energies going on within us. When we learn to support our inner feminine by being that support that we all need, by giving our inner feminine that support, that's our inner masculine working in harmony. When we are open to receiving that support from our inner masculine, that's being in our inner feminine. And then it mirrors in our outer world. Then when we have our inner feminine and inner masculine, we are then able to work as a team to support the inner child. Then that's where the magic happens. It's the Trinity, it's the divine Trinity that, is patterned in so many other ways of who we are. Then we are in inner alignment, because the energies are balanced and are in working as a team together, not opposing one another, not being out of balance. When we're too much in our inner masculine energy, our inner feminine cannot thrive. When we're too much in our inner feminine energy, our inner masculine cannot give support. So it's about being aware of how can I come into inner alignment. And I go over that in my 12-week online course. However, there's many ways you can look for so many infinite possible sources of information out there. Go with what resonates with you. Go with what feels right for you. You can look it up. You can look up about what the masculine energies are, what the inner feminine energies are, what the inner child energies are, and find what works for you in how to balance and come into alignment. Because when both twin flames do that, it's just a win-win. There's so much awareness, growth happening. You will stay in harmonious, long-lasting union. So it's all about us taking, stepping into our power, being in alignment, and two twin flames doing that. It's just a win-win. It's union all the way. Okay, so the next question is, best, quickest way to get back to feelings of love and out of triggers. So triggers mean that there's a wound there that is being triggered by your twin flame or by a situation. And it's triggering a wound, and that wound, whether it's anger, whether that's resentment, jealousy, envy, insecurity, some kind of fear, some kind of attachment, it hasn't been released because it happened as a child, and it's repeating as a pattern. So it's like a program. So it's pointing, okay, this is a pattern, this is a program that we need to delete from our system because it's not working. It's obsolete, it's no longer true, it does not work, it does not support us. So we have to delete it. And how do we delete it? We release it. So that's what triggers are for. And how to come back into love is to, first of all, if you can't really feel love towards your twin flame right away because you were just triggered, the fastest way is to just list out everything you're thankful for. And you'd be surprised if you're triggered, you're going to resist even thinking about one thing that you're thankful for. You're going to resist taking out a pen and paper and writing down 10 things you're grateful for. You're not even going to be able to come up with 3. I've seen this happen with me in my own life, with people in my life. Even coming up with 1 is so challenging to find when you're triggered. So deal with the trigger, give yourself space to feel the feeling, cry it out, punch a pillow, whatever it takes to release that energy, then get back to feeling grateful. It's going to take some time, deep breathing, be in gratitude. And then your energy will shift, your focus will shift back into harmony with who you truly are, and it will bring you back into that love vibration. Just be thankful for even the toughest, challenging moments with your twin flame. Be thankful that it's bringing you growth and awareness. It's teaching you strength, patience, perseverance, unconditional love, etc., etc., etc. Okay. How to deal with negative attack. So I'm not sure what that question is, but I will say this. Whatever you believe in is your truth. So if you believe you're protected, that is your truth, and anything negative that's happening to you can't touch you. So examine your beliefs. Do you believe that you are unsafe? You have to readjust your beliefs and know that you are safe, even if you have to just convince yourself, because sometimes in the world that we live in, we don't always feel safe. But that is something that we've created collectively, because when we are born into this reality, it's a energy of fear. It's an environment of fear. So we learn that. So we can choose to not buy into it. We can choose to know that fear is false evidence appearing real. So fear is an illusion, even though we feel it, but you don't have to buy into it. You can feel the fear and just be okay anyway. Know that you're safe, know that you're protected. Really work on your beliefs. And like when you believe that you are protected, nothing can touch you. And if it does seem like it is, it's because there's somewhere in your beliefs that you believe that someone has that power over you. It could be a lesson for you. Step back into your power. Know that nothing and no one has power over you unless you give it to them. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you for your questions. Okay, so on to the next. I answered that already. Do twin flames get attracted by others, or does DM cheat on does the divine masculine cheat on the divine feminine? Do twin flames get attracted by others? So we are, sorry, I just blanked out. Am I still recording? We are still human. It's natural for twin flames to be attracted. We are energy, like attracts like. So I feel like the attraction will always be there. But that attraction could be because you remember them from a previous lifetime. They could be mirroring to you something that you feel is lacking in your own connection, and that's why you're attracted to someone else. But it is very natural for twin flames to be attracted to others. So in terms of cheating, when there's cheating involved, and I want to say this in general, it's because that individual is in a vibration of cheating out on themselves, because they feel like they don't deserve, and they have to get things in a way that doesn't come easy for them. So they have to do things that are like not in integrity with who they are. It's not a judgment. It's more like what's just happening. When someone cheats, it's because there's a lack there. They feel like they can't get what they need by using, by being in integrity, or by doing things in a way that is honest and truthful. There is cheating because they don't know how to be honest with themselves. And for a lot of us, we learn that at a very young age. It's also part of our nature. We grow up watching others being dishonest. We grow up watching others cheat on others. How are we not going to learn that? How is that not going to be a part of our makeup or our experience? Because we see it at a very early age. We learn that, okay, I guess it's okay. We see it from a very young age. We see it in movies and TV programs, and we see it happening all around us. How can we not exhibit that within us? But when we learn that we're really cheating on ourselves, there comes to a point where that awareness will come in, and then things will change. But there's a lot of times where we are choosing to run away from that and not look at it for what it is. And there's no mindfulness, no conscious awareness being brought to it. And so it just continues. But that person is just cheating on themselves. And if anyone is ever dealing with that, it's really important to look at your own life as to where you're cheating yourself out of. Like, what have you missed out on that you're not willing to give to yourself? Yeah, it's all awareness, and it's all a mirror of something that is, a belief. It's also, it could be a wound. Okay, awesome questions, because they're really making me think. I know we are in twin flame journey and in transformation. Why do I still expect communication from him? Well, it's very natural to want to connect with the person you love. I want to say that separation usually occurs because it happened to us as a child, where we were separated from someone we loved and we weren't able to communicate with them. We were blocked. Someone that we really loved, we didn't have access to. And it's that desire to want to be with that person, which is very natural. So what I always tell my clients when they're on their healing journey is, when we're not receiving something from someone or our twin flame, it's because we missed out on that as a child. So the best way to remedy that is by giving that attention and communication to your inner child. When you communicate to your inner child, how much you love them, how much you value them, how much, how important they are to you, then that feeling of wanting something from outside of you, like it falls away, because you're giving it to yourself. When each of us learns how to give to ourselves what we need, we're not going to be codependent on our twin flame. Love me, give me this, give me attention, give me communication, throw me a freaking bone. You're not going to need any of that, because you're fulfilling your own needs by yourself. And surprisingly, when we do that, that's when our twin flame shows up. When we are self-sufficient, when we are not codependent, that's when they show up, is when we know how to do it for ourselves. That's what twin flame separation is really doing, is teaching us how to love ourselves. And the sooner that we see that, the sooner that we really get what that means, the rest of your journey gets easier. when you really see that separation is just to teach us how to love ourselves unconditionally, because only when we can love ourselves unconditionally can we love someone else unconditionally, much less our twin flame. So separation is a tool to teach us what we're here to learn. Awesome questions. Best way to forgive twin flame for feelings that come up that are frustrating and not of union and love. So yeah, the best way to forgive your twin flame is to learn how to forgive everyone in your life that has hurt you. Truly learn to forgive your parents. Even if you think there's no resentment there, sometimes there's underlying resentment. And when you really go within, you begin, it just comes to you. You say, oh, yeah, I got mad at my mom or my dad or my caregiver because this, and that's still upsetting me. So that means I haven't forgiven them. So when we go and forgive every single person and continuously practice forgiveness, like forgiving your twin flame just gets easier. It's a practice. Healing is a practice. Loving unconditionally is a practice. It's a practice. It's not like we do one thing and okay, done. Check off my list. No, it's a practice. It's a practice. But you guys are doing great, and I know you've been here for this long already. Thank you for being here. Why is it so difficult? How do we even know they are for sure? It's been a year of running and chasing. So I did go over this in my last video that you know because of the way you feel. We're never taught to trust how we feel, because we're taught that being emotional means you're unstable or you're not rational or you're woo-woo, whatever the case is. All these messages of why we don't think it's okay to trust our emotions or feel our emotions or be emotional. Part of being human is to embrace our emotions. It's a natural part of our makeup. We do have emotions. If we didn't have emotions, we would be robots, but we are not robots. We are human. So it is natural to feel our emotions. So, you know by trusting your feelings. You know by trusting the love you feel in your heart. You know by trusting that you came across this person for a reason. They opened you up to some new feelings, some new awareness, some like growth. You have to trust that there's a reason for that. And in a sense, if you didn't create your twin flame consciously, you created them by default. So meaning that you have all these things on a list that maybe you weren't aware of that your twin flame checks, right? You meet this person like, oh my God, they're this, they're this, they're this, they're like perfect for me, or they're just like me, or they're nothing like me, but we like just vibe, we resonate, we get along. There's a reason why that happens, because they are a mirror of you. When you trust in that knowing, you know who it is. But I will say this. So how do you know? So my dad, I'll give you this quick example. My dad was married twice, and both marriages didn't end up lasting. And one day he said, I want to meet my soulmate. We didn't have the term back then of twin flames like we do now, but he was looking for his exact person, his exact match, because he didn't want to go through another third divorce. He wanted his happily ever after. So my sister and I, we sat down with my dad and we wrote down a list. And it was a pretty long list. And then one day he's like, I'm jumping on a plane and I'm going to this place and I'm going to meet this person. And we're like, yay, good. Like, go find her. And wouldn't you know it, he calls me on the phone, long distance. He's like, I'm here. I met her. And I'm like, oh my God, that was really quick. But he wrote down a list, and kid you not, he still has this list. And he is now married to who I consider his twin flame, because he consciously wrote down everything that he wanted, and he met her. He found her. He was ready. And they had to go through some separation. She was in another country, but she's now in this country, and they're in union, and they've been married like almost 20 years. So she's my stepmom, and the sweetest, stepmom I could ever ask for. But they are now in union. And so it's my belief that when twin flames come into union, it affects everyone around you to connect their twin flame. So I know I'm digressing. What was the question? How do you know? Yeah, so you either consciously have this list or unconsciously attracted your twin flame by default. I know for myself, I created my twin flame. So going back to my dad's list, everything on his list is checked off except for her height. He actually wanted her taller, like 5'7", but she's, I don't know, I think she's 5'5". But that was the only thing. Everything else on his checklist checked off. And I know for myself, my twin flame checks off everything on my list and even more. So you know for sure if you've made that list and this person that you've attracted checks it off, then you know they're the one. You created them. You will still have doubt. You will still have doubt. Twin flames come across as where they are challenged in their connection, in their marriage. Like, are they really the one? Why am I attracted to someone else? It happens. We are human. It happens. Like, we can stop judging it. We're human. So how do you know? You know by the way you feel. And if you've created them consciously, by like they check off everything on your list, then you know they're the one. Are you going to doubt? Of course you're going to still doubt. Are they going to doubt? Yes, they are. Are they going to run from this intensity of, being your creation? Of course they are. But that's what happens. But then that's what the journey is for, so that you go through all that, and it's so rewarding, it's so fulfilling. It's more fulfilling because that's how you came into union. After all the drama. So what if my twin flame is with another? That is their journey. The best way to deal with that is to accept it and to embrace it and love it for what it is showing you, for what it's teaching you, for the lesson that you can learn from it. From learning how to love unconditionally their partner who may have been your partner in a past life. So learning how to accept that in a past life, maybe you were with them and they had to wait for you till your lessons were finished with that person. So your twin flame has to learn. And sometimes they need to learn these lessons from another relationship. And what sometimes I like to think about it is that twin flames are in other partnerships or previous partnerships because they're being trained to be in a twin flame connection with you. So that's how you can think of it. And you can heal all the wounds you have within you that are being triggered by your twin flame being in another connection. So if jealousy, envy comes up, anger, resentment, feelings of abandonment, feelings of rejection, I can't say the words fast enough, you know that those are wounds that need to be healed within you so that you're not triggered. You know you're healing when the trigger, like it triggers you, but it's not like a downward spiral. Like you're like, oh, okay, that triggered me for a bit, but I'm still in my state of harmony. You know you're healing. And that's what it is about. It's to heal. Because we are birthed into a environment of woundedness, unfortunately. As much as we want to put a positive spin on it, You know, when you face reality, this is a world of a lot of darkness out there, but through that darkness, we work with the darkness in partnership with the light, because that darkness is there to teach us to be in alignment with who we truly are. And truly, we are of the light and of the dark. So the dark is in our life to learn to embrace it and to work with it as an ally, just like the light. We work with both the light and dark and embrace it, love it, learn from it, and that's how we heal. Great questions. Thank you so very much. We're on the last one. How to surrender the... Oh no, we're still going to inner child one, sorry. How to surrender the outcome while knowing it's the twin and you're coming into union. Great question. Surrendering is like one of the hardest things to do on the twin flame journey, is to surrender. Surrendering and trusting in divine timing. You're like, no. Because we're conditioned to, and we're taught that, you know, we can create it and we can create it now, but we have to work for it. Like, it just doesn't happen overnight. So surrendering is the process, surrendering to it and trusting that it is yours, trusting that you're meant for it, trusting that you do have a twin flame and that they will be in your life when you are in your life, when you are, you know, the very best that you've always wanted to be. When you uncover all the layers and know that you are that, they again come into your life as, you know, the cherry on top, the icing on the cake. You know, they're just a bonus to your amazing existence in who you are and what you're doing in the world. So surrender to the knowing. Surrender to the love you feel in your heart. Surrender it to something greater than yourself and use that inspiration and create something else. Create art, create life, create a legacy, create a business, create something out of that surrender to something greater. So I think that was such a nice way to end off those questions. So again, thank you so very much. I really hope it gave you insight and some guidance into your own situation. So now we're going to move on to the inner child. There's, I think, only 4 questions. So how can I make them happy? Bravo, great question to start off with, because it seems difficult, but it's actually very simple. How to make your inner child happy is making you happy. I saw this post on Instagram that something about mothers, and as long as children see their moms as happy, then they're happy. So how to make your inner child happy is by you being happy, but also doing the things that you wanted to do, that you loved doing as a child, or things that you never got to experience as a child. Provide that experience for you, for yourself, because through you, through your physical body, through your physical experience, your inner child experiences life and is able to express themselves. So that's why your inner child expresses himself through you, through your emotions. Because when you feel happy, your inner child feels happy. When you feel angry and you allow yourself that space and time to feel angry, they are able to feel it and express that anger in a safe space. And then it dissipates. So yeah, doing things that they love. So if that's going for a bike ride, going to the beach, playing video games, playing, have more play in your life. That will make them so happy. I want to also mention something else that I discovered on my own journey with my inner child is, do you know how they have like bring your child to work day? It doesn't matter what type of job you do, the child loves it because they get to hang out with you and they get to be part of your world. When we do that with our inner child, we consciously bring them to work. So say right now I'm like, okay, say I call my inner child like little JD or LJ for short, or JD, whatever it is, little Heather. That's my name as well. I say, okay, we're going to do this video and it's going to be fun. We're going to experience this. We're going to get to put on makeup and you get to choose what colors you like to wear, whatever the case is. That awareness, your inner child's like engaged and happy because they get to live life through you, through being with you, through you bringing their awareness and presence to the current moment. So when you bring your inner child to work day, you're like, okay, so we're at work now and we're going to really focus. We're going to choose this pen because it's our favorite color, or we're going to choose a blue pen and we are going to have lunch at 12 o'clock and we're going to go eat our favorite food. That awareness does wonders for your own emotional well-being because you're giving yourself the attention that you always wanted from A, your twin flame, and B, from a parent or a caregiver, but you're giving it to yourself. Imagine what that would feel like when your twin flame would be like, okay, come, let's sit here. We're going to do this work and we're going to choose this because you like it. Wouldn't that be amazing if your twin flame did that? So let's do it for ourselves. Let's do that with our inner child. Because right there, when I brought presence to my inner child, I was feeling alive. I was feeling like full of energy. You could probably feel it, right? You could see it, how my energy just shifted because my inner child, I said, okay, we're here together doing this Q&A. And, we put on makeup and, we made an effort to show up. We're doing this. Your inner child is going to be so happy. So bring your inner child to work day every day, to everything. When you're cooking, when you're going for a walk, when you're driving, sing your favorite song on the radio or like on Spotify, whatever it is, just like include your inner child. That's what will really make them happy and you happy. A happy inner child means a happier you. I really want you to take that away from, if anything from this video, is a happier inner child is a happy you. Okay. So whatever it takes, activities, more play, presence, awareness, bring your inner child to work day, all of those things are ways to make your inner child happy. How can I honor my inner child more during the day so she doesn't feel abandoned? Yeah, so for all the reasons that I just mentioned, your inner child is not going to feel abandoned. And these are great questions, by the way, thank you. Bringing awareness to whatever you're doing, consciously saying, we're going to do a puzzle, this weekend. And we're going to do it together. And we're going to, every time we find a piece, we are going to applaud ourselves for finding the right piece. Just like how you would with a small child, you interact with your inner child. And just by saying it in your mind, your inner child will hear you. Bringing that awareness, bringing something to the schedule that makes your inner child have something to look forward to, are great ways so that your inner child doesn't feel abandoned, which in turn, you will not feel abandoned because you're giving your inner child so much attention. All those feelings of abandonment are going to dissipate and heal. So, bravo, excellent. Okay, my inner child wants twin flame communication and my love to self doesn't seem 100% to cover this need. Excellent point. Because when we've experienced union or like connection with our twin flame, it's like your inner child is always going to be missing that from them because we are so used to receiving it from someone else. So all it takes is practice. So not to say that your love isn't 100% covering it, because that is a lesson, is we need to learn how to fill in our own cup of love. We need to learn to love our inner child so that they're not wanting love from someone else, that they're not wanting love from a twin flame. Because what that really is resembling, the reason why your inner child wants your twin flame is that same need and want that you wanted from a parent. It's a pattern. But when you can learn to just keep practicing loving your inner child, giving your inner child that communication, you won't need communication from anyone, anything, not even your twin flame, because you're filling that need of your inner child. So your inner child is going to get all this communication, attention. It's the attention that your inner child wants from your twin flame, but you can give that to your inner child through ongoing communication. Write letters every day to your inner child. I used to keep a journal where I wrote letters to my inner child every day, and I would write a response, and I'd be so surprised when I go back and read the response, because there was a lot of anger in all of their letters back to me, which is how I knew that I needed work. I needed inner work. I needed to work on my healing my wounds. So yeah, writing letters every day to your inner child really helps communication. Saying the words that you want to hear from your twin flame, saying to yourself. Huge. You will notice a huge difference in your connection. But it's very important for us to remain consistent with that. Because once that stops, you're going to notice that you start feeling resentful again, because it's your inner child saying, where's my focus and attention? You're neglecting me. You're abandoning me. You're being busy at work. You're being busy missing your twin flame. Where's my attention? So consistency, it's a practice. It's just like being a real parent. We have to give our inner child that much attention like we would our actual child, if not even more. So, okay, last question. Okay, this says, I never feel good enough. This is a belief that we get programmed from a very early age, because we are taught competition, that we aren't taught that we don't have to compete for love, we don't have to compete for attention, we don't have to compete or struggle to live, to have enough. We aren't taught that we are enough. So you are enough. And watching this video is really a message for you, because you are enough. You are more than enough. You're not just enough, you're more than enough. You're almost like too much, in a good way, in the best way possible. You're too much. We were just conditioned to believe the exact opposite. And that's a big part of the journey, is to remember that we are more than enough, to remember our wholeness, to remember that no matter what happened to us in life, that we are more than good enough. And to know that when we keep that belief that we aren't good enough, then we attract that in life. So it's very important to work on our beliefs, to work on our inner child, feeling like instilling those beliefs in our inner child and telling our inner child that they are more than enough. When you say those affirmations, when you say them from your heart, when you say them with gratitude in your heart, that's when they are really powerful, because we can say affirmations forever, and that way takes so much longer to reprogram our brains, that unless we include feeling of gratitude, then that's when it really is in alignment and happens quicker. When we are thankful for being more than enough, when we are thankful for being too much in a good way, that's how we become, and that's how we believe that we are more than enough, because you are. So know that you are good enough. that you are more than good enough, that you are deserving of everything that you could ever want and more, and you are deserving of your twin flame union. Everyone deserves it. You deserve it just for being born. You deserve it. You don't even have to try to do anything or be anyone or accomplish anything. You deserve it right now. It's great for us to accomplish things and be things that we want to be, but you don't deserve it because of those things. You deserve it right now. We can aspire to be greater than we are, because that is who we really are. The journey to get there is just the remembering that we are greatness. And that's why we're experiencing what we're experiencing, is to become greatness. Twin flames help each other to greatness. Twin flames help each other to remember their greatness. They are your inspiration. You are their inspiration. You agree to come into this life to get complete, to resolve things from the past, to let go of what happened to both of you in past lives, to let go of that pattern that not just stemmed from childhood, but stemmed from past lives. You're here to learn unconditional love. And once we learn that, then the next journey begins, wherever that is or however that may be. So you are more than worthy of everything that you could ever want. So that is it for the questions. I really want to thank you for taking the time, thinking about these questions that are really important to you. I really hope that I answered them, because I know I answered them to the best of my ability. And everything that I'm sharing with you is what I've experienced personally on my own journey. What I've researched, what I've come to know. A lot of it is from personal experience, but a lot of it is from channeling. Like I'm very much in touch with my guides, so they will like hammer in these messages to me as like a broken record, like on repeat. And it's because I'm meant to repeat these messages for everyone else out there who's on this journey. So you all have this ability to trust your own intuition, to gain your own awareness and like guidance. You are able to connect to your own guides. And so I may do this in an online course to help people get in touch with their intuition. It's what I used when I practice my card readings, when I do readings. Yeah, so I may put that all into a course for you. Message below if you're interested. Please message me below if you would like more of these videos. I had one of my clients comment on my last one, and so it got me excited because someone did comment that they were interested. And it's part of my mission, it's part of my work to help and inspire twin flames on their journey to come into union within, and that will lead to union without. So it's all in my 12-week online course. And if you're needing assistance with woundedness, with releasing those wounds to moving forward, I know I experienced them firsthand. I was on a very difficult journey because there was a lot of toxicity. There was a lot of woundedness that I am still working on, but that I had to release, that came to the forefront when I first learned about twin flames. So everything that I'm sharing with you, my healings, my online courses, my knowledge is stemming from my own personal experience. So thank you for being open to what I'm sharing with you. I truly appreciate your presence, definitely your support in my work, and just for being you, just for showing up, just for partaking, just for being part of the journey. I thank you. So that's, we're gonna end off on that. Please let me know, and if you like, I will continue with these videos for you. So again, I want to thank you all so very much. You guys are doing great. You are the love warriors. Twin flames are love warriors that are bringing and anchoring unconditional love to the planet, because we as a planet need it now more than ever. We always have, but we need it now more than ever. And so the planet, the universe is counting on you to do your part, even if it's just each of us one at a time. So thank you for all that you do, and thank you for all your healing, because it contributes to our planet. So again, thank you so very much. And until next time, I'm wishing you all so much love and peace.